Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Now in today's video, I want to show you how you can go ahead and gain a competitive advantage for your business. So if you've been in the agency or the coaching and consulting space for the past few years, you've probably noticed that competition is at an all-time high. And as competition increases, it's getting harder and harder for you to get clients. Now, this is exactly why you need a competitive advantage, because if you want your business to survive for the next 2, 4, 5, 10 years, you need to have a reason why people buy from you specifically and not the other person. And the reason why I'm making this video is I've had a lot of people lately ask me, hey Sebastian, should I start an agency? Should I start a coaching or consulting business? And my answer is you shouldn't do any of those two. And I'm going to show you guys exactly why in today's video. So here's what this looks like, right? So if you want to start an agency, look, there's some good things and there's also some bad things. So if you're trying to start an agency, if you're thinking about doing it, here's the bad thing about starting an agency, right? The bad thing is that obviously you have to fulfill every 30 days. So what agencies typically do is you sell some type of service, you sell it on a retainer model. So you charge maybe 2 to 5K per month, depending on the client. And then every 30 days, you have to deliver that service that you're offering them, right? Now, the problem with that is that because you have to deliver every 30 days, you have very high expenses, right? Because most of the time you have to pay other people to outsource the work. So if you're doing, let's say, appointment setting for them, you have to hire setters. If you're doing content creation for them, you have to hire editors. You have to hire a content team that costs you a lot of money. Now, sure, you're using the price that you're charging them to pay for that, but you're still going to have low profit. So if, let's say, you're charging them on average 3K per month and it costs you 1.5K to deliver, you're already down to 50% profit margins. And if you're also running ads, or if you're also spending money to acquire those clients, which usually you are, then guess what? Your profit margins are going to be even lower. Maybe you're at 30% or 20% profit margins. So that means if you're making 100K per month, you're only making 20K profit, which is really, really bad. The second problem is that the agency model typically breaks at scale. So what do I mean by that? When you have 2 or 3 clients, sure, it's easy to fulfill for them. But the more clients you take on, the more it becomes difficult for you to deliver for those clients. If you have 100 clients that you need to create content for, you need such a huge team. It's impossible to keep up with the deadlines, to create good quality content. It becomes almost impossible, and the profit margins are not even worth it. Imagine having to deal with the headache of having 100 clients to create content for, bombarding you with messages. All that for just a couple grand profit per month. It is absolutely not worth it, and that's why most of the time it's impossible to get the typical agency model above 100K per month, because it's too much work to fulfill for, and the profit margins are not even worth it. Now, the good thing with the agency model is that because you're doing the work done for you, you can implement for your clients and you can get them really good results. So if you're actually good at what you do and you know what you're talking about, or if you have good people on your team that do the work, you can get your clients really good results. So if you're doing content creation and your team is really good at creating content, you're going to get those guys amazing results. Now, it's a really big headache to fulfill for, but you're going to get them really good results. So the client gets amazing results. They stay with you for longer. But the problem is it's really hard to do that at scale, and your profit margins are going to be pretty low. And also, clients are not going to stay forever. So at some point they start leaving. So a lot of people think like, hey, if I can get 10 clients at 3K per month, that's 30K per month. Yeah, but you also need to keep in mind that those people are going to leave, right? Most agencies, their clients churn after 2 or 3 months. So if every 3 months you have to replace all of your clientele, it just becomes a big hamster wheel to where you have to get clients to make money back, and then you lose those clients. So you have to get more clients to get back to just where you were. So you have to keep getting clients to just stay at the same revenue, at the same place, right? So this is the main issue with the agency model. Now, if you guys want to go ahead and start a coaching business, there's, again, some things that are good about it and some things that are bad about it, right? The bad thing with coaching is that you're mainly selling information. And there's a couple things that are wrong with selling information, right? The biggest thing is that once people get the knowledge, once they get the information, it's now worth nothing to them, right? So if I tell you like, hey, if you give me 2K, I'll teach you how to do this. You'll give me 2K, okay, you'll go through my course or whatever. Once you learn the skill and you learn like the information that I gave you, now it's worth nothing to you because you have it, right? So if I come back to you and I'm like, hey, I'm going to teach you this thing for 2K, you're going to be like, I already know it, right? I don't want it. Even if I proposed it to you for $1, you would be like, no, I don't want it. I already have it. So once people get the information, it's worth nothing to them. That's the first thing. The second thing is people can easily copy you, right? If I join your course or your program and I get all the information, I can easily take everything and sell it as my own coaching program or as my own course. It's really, really easy for people to copy you. That's the second problem. The third problem is that information without implementation is worth absolutely nothing, right? I can go through 100 different courses on dropshipping. If I never actually take action and implement on the things that I learned, I'm never going to make any money, right? So if you're selling a course or coaching, if your clients never act on the things that you're teaching them, they're never going to see results. And guess who they're going to blame? They're going to blame it to you. They're going to say, oh, he's a scammer. His course doesn't work. His program doesn't work because I didn't make any money. The problem is not you. What you gave them was absolutely perfect. The thing is, they didn't act on it, right? But you're going to take the blame. They're going to blame you. You're going to lose clients. You're going to have bad reviews just because of this. The good thing about the coaching model is that everything is either done with you or is do it yourself. So usually you're going to create some type of course and you're going to have some type of training material that they go through. And then maybe you're going to have some coaching calls or like group calls that they're going to hop on and you're going to help them. You're going to give them advice, or maybe you're going to have a coach in your program that gives them advice. So the good thing with that is that all of the training, you just create it once and then that's it. So it's super hands off, right? You create a course, it takes you a couple days, couple weeks, doesn't matter, but you do it once and then you can sell it endlessly forever. It doesn't take you any more time. The second thing is that it's obviously super scalable, right? The reason why it's super scalable, again, you can just create it once and it doesn't cost you anything to fulfill. It doesn't cost you any time, right? It's not like the agency model to where you get a new client and now you have to find and hire more people to do the work. No, here you take on a new client, super easy. You send them the videos, they watch everything. You give them a link to like 2 group calls per week. They hop on, that's it. Super easy to fulfill. You can easily scale this and do this at a super big scale. The third thing is that it's obviously super high profit margins, because if you only create a course once, it takes you like what? A couple days, couple weeks, maybe you spend a little bit of money on it, but then that's it. It costs you zero to fulfill for your clients. You just give them some links and that's it. It doesn't cost you anything. So all of the money that you're making is basically profit. Your only expense is if you have coaches or something like that inside of your program that you're paying, and then the cost that it's like the cost of acquiring clients. So if let's say you're running ads and it's costing you on average 1K to get a client, then that's your only cost really. So it's super easy to have over 70 or 80% profit margins, which is absolutely amazing. The other bad thing that I forgot to add here is that you're often just charging a one-time fee. So usually when you're selling a course or a coaching program, you're going to charge anywhere between 2 to 5K, but it's a one-time fee. So the problem with that is that if your coaching program is, let's say, worth 3 months, then every 3 months you need to get new clients, right? Because every 3 months you're kicking people out. You're not making any recurring revenue. So you always have to chase more and more clients, because that's the only way you're gonna eat. Now, again, the good thing is that this is super scalable, but it's really hard to get it to above 100K per month, because your clients don't get results most of the time. And even if they get results, you need to keep finding more and more clients. But the biggest problem with this is that, again, clients are not getting results. So if clients are not getting results, they start leaving, they start giving you bad reviews. So you know what? You might launch a coaching business or a course and make a bunch of money in the first week, the first month, the first year, but eventually it's going to be really hard for you to keep it sustainable and keep making that type of money every single month. So this is the main problem with these two models, right? The agency model, what I want you guys to keep in mind and remember is that you can get really good results to your clients, so they stay with you. But the problem is it's really hard to deliver, and that's what makes it hard to scale. And then the problem what I want you to keep in mind about the coaching business is that it's really hard to get good results for your clients. More often than not, they're going to get bad results. So it's going to be hard to sustain that business, but it's really, really easy to deliver for your clients and really easy to scale it and do it at scale. Now, the reason why I say you shouldn't start an agency model or a coaching business is because, again, there's a lot of things wrong with both, but there's also a lot of great things about both. So what I recommend you guys do is you do what I like to call a hybrid model. Now, what a hybrid model is basically an agency and a coaching business put together. And if you see, this is exactly why I put agency in red and coaching in blue, and the hybrid model is in purple. Amazing, right? Because it's a combination of the two. It's the two of them put together. You get the best of both worlds and you combine them into one single thing. And this is exactly what the hybrid model looks like, right? It's a combination of done for you and done with you / do it yourself. So what you're going to do is you're going to have certain aspects that are done with you or do it yourself. So you're going to have assets, right, that you give them access to. You're going to have training. So think like course material, right? Just like in a coaching business. You're going to have systems that you give them, right? Those are things that you create once and it doesn't take you any time to fulfill. It doesn't cost you any money. You create the systems once, and then you can give them to all of your clients. You create the assets and the trainings once, and then you can give them to 10, 20, 100, 1,000 clients. It doesn't really matter. You give them access to people, right? Maybe you have a pool of editors that you have on your team that you're hiring. But guess what? Instead of being an agency to where you have 100 editors in your business and you have to create all the content for them, instead what you do is you hire editors, you train them, and then you place them inside of their business. So now you don't have 100 editors on your team, you just place them inside of your client's business. So it's super valuable to them. They still get the same amount of results and the same like value that they would if you were running an agency model, but you don't need to fulfill for 1,000 clients and have 100 editors on your team. So it becomes much easier, and you also don't have to pay all those editors each month. You put the editor inside of their team, they pay for him, so it's much higher profit for you. You have lower costs to fulfill, and it's less of a headache at the same time. And then also you top all of that with consulting. So you're going to have, coaching calls. You're going to have one-on-one calls with them. They can text you at each time and you can answer their questions, right? So you can consult them on all of this, which consulting also takes you basically nothing. Like it doesn't cost you any money to fulfill. Maybe if you have a client success manager, you can have, you're going to pay him a salary, but honestly, you can have one client success manager and you can have him take care of like 20, 30, 50 clients. So super, super easy to deliver, which makes this super freaking scalable. And then the second aspect is the done for you, because you also want to ensure that like, hey, we have something that is scalable, yes, but we also want to get our clients good results, because that's the only way to build a sustainable business where clients are going to stay with you for long enough. And you cannot make, the last thing you want is to be one of those guys that makes 100K a month and becomes super rich and starts buying supercars and houses and stuff like that. And then 2 years later, they're back to zero. They're back to being broke because they make a bunch of money fast, but then they don't know how to sustain it. So that's the last thing you want, right? So this is why we have a done for you element, to where what you're doing is you're going to do done for you the things that bring you the highest leverage, right? So low leverage activities you want to avoid to do for them, right? Because it's not worth your time. So you want to have those things in here to where you give them assets and training and they can do that stuff themselves. You also want to do done for you the stuff where you have the most, like it's your area of expertise, right? So for example, I'll give you guys what I do is I was an appointment setter for the past like 2.5 years, right? I have so much experience and so much expertise and knowledge in appointment setting. I've been the top performer in every single business that I've worked with. I'm just an expert at booking appointments, right? So it would be a shame if I was doing a hybrid model and I didn't do appointment setting done for them. Now, when I say done for them, I don't necessarily mean I'm going to go ahead and book calls inside of their business, because guess what? That is low leverage, right? I cannot do that at scale. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to place people. So I'm going to place setters inside of their business. And what I'm going to do for them is I'm going to come in, I'm going to build scripts for them. I'm going to manage their appointment setting teams, and I'm going to make sure that everything works perfectly, because that's where my area of expertise is, that's where I can provide them amazing results and guarantee success. I can absolutely guarantee success for people with the appointment setting knowledge and experience that I have. So it would be a shame for me if I didn't have a done for you aspect that is based on all that. And that's exactly how I want you to, basically build out the done for you aspect. Is I want you to think, okay, what am I really, really good at? What can I guarantee my clients success at that is really hard? They can't do it themselves. And so I'd rather do it for them, because that way I can guarantee them success and I can have them see a great ROI. And so they can give me good reviews. They can refer me to other people, etc. And I can have a sustainable business. So this is how I want you to think about it. If you're an expert at creating content, then do content for them. If you're an expert at, sales or appointment setting, do that for them. So that way you can guarantee great freaking results. And at the same time, it's easy to deliver. So you have the best of both worlds, right? You can provide amazing results just like you would with the agency model. And you can also have something that is super scalable and super sustainable. And the great thing is that you don't just charge 2 to 5K per month and your clients end up leaving. You also don't charge, 2 to 5K one time, but you can combine the two. And this hybrid model is so valuable for business owners that you can easily charge 10 to 20K setup fee. So one-time fee up front. I know a lot of people who are charging even more, right? I know people who are charging 25K, 30K, even up to 50K, depending on who it is that you're working with. And then the great thing about it is that you can also combine it with a retainer. So if, let's say, you're doing appointment setting for them, you can say like, hey, I'm going to charge you 10K setup fee. I'm going to set up everything inside of your business. And then I'm going to charge you 2K per month to where I manage your appointment setting team and I build the scripts for you and I just manage all the team and make sure that they perform well. Or you can charge a percentage, right? So you can be like, hey, I'm going to manage your appointment setting team, but I want 3% of what they are generating. So if your appointment setting team is generating 100K, I want 3K in commission for the job that I did, which is managing your setting team and making sure that they perform. So this is way, way more scalable. And if you guys even want to do the math, like it's, if you want to get to 100K per month and you're charging, let's say 3K per month with your agency model, you need, that's 33 clients, I think, right? If you're charging 3K per month, you need 33 clients to get to 100K per month. Now imagine having to do appointment setting for 33 clients. I just want you to picture that. Or imagine having to create content for 33 clients. And then if your average churn rate is 2 to 3 months, which for most businesses, most agencies it is, then every 2 to 3 months, you have to get another 33 clients. Think of how hard that is to scale and sustain. And all that for maybe 40, 50% profit margins, maybe even less, right? So at the end of the day, you're only making about 40, 50K per month profit, which is good. I'm not going to say it's bad, but hey, imagine doing all this work and going through all this headache of delivering for 33 clients and having to renew those 33 clients every couple months, only to make 100K and put 40K in your pocket, right? And if you want to do the math for, the coaching business, then again, if your coaching program is 3 months, then every 3 months you need to renew your clients. And let's say again, you're charging 3K one time. So you need to sell 33 people every single month to make 100K per month. So you need to sell one person every single day of the month, including Saturdays and Sundays. Every single day you need to close one person and a little bit more actually, if you want to get to 100K per month. Super hard, super difficult to sustain because your clients are not getting results. They end up leaving. They end up asking for refunds. It is an absolute mess. They start leaving you bad reviews. So closing clients becomes a lot harder. It's super, super hard to sustain. Whereas if you have the hybrid model, you can sustain it much easier. People stay with you for longer on a retainer or on a commission basis. They stay with you for longer because they're getting amazing results. But then at the same time, it's not costing you all of your time and all of your day to fulfill for the clients. It is not an absolute headache, right? And you can have much higher profit margins. So It's much easier to get to 100K per month. And also, you can charge much more because what you're delivering is so much more valuable to them, right? You're guaranteeing them a result. You're not just guaranteeing them like, hey, I'm going to create content for you, or hey, I'm going to book appointments for you. You're guaranteeing them a result because you're taking care of everything. You're making sure they have the right information, the right systems, the right assets and training. You're making sure they have the right people. And then you're also consulting them on top of that. And at the end of the day, if there's anything that they cannot do themselves, you take care of it yourself and you do it for them. So there's no reason why your clients would fail and not see the results that they desire with this model, which makes it infinitely more valuable. It makes it absolutely more valuable than a coaching model or an agency model, which is why it makes it so easy for you to charge high ticket for it. And if you're charging, 10 to 20K, let's say you're charging 10K on the low end, you only need 10 clients per month to make 100K. And that is without considering the retainer models or like the commission basis that you might be working with clients on, right? And again, you don't have to make this, you don't have to work with them forever. You can make your hybrid model, let's say 4 months, to where they get access to everything. You set up everything for them and you work with them. And then beyond those 4 months, you can be like, hey, if you want, we can keep working with you on a commission basis, or you can keep paying us like 2K per month, and we can keep doing the appointment setting for you, or we can keep doing, the content for you. And so you can keep some clients on a retainer basis and make a little bit more money on the back end. But even if you're not considering the back end money, you only need to close 10 people. That's like what? One person every 3 days? You only need to close one person every 3 days. Whereas here, you need to close one person every single day and one person every single day. And here you can charge 3 times as much, or even 4, 5, 6 times as much. You only really need 5 to 10 clients per month to get to 100K per month. And if you take into account the retainers or the commission basis, you can get to there with much less than that. You can have 3, 4 clients per month and stack up commissions on the back end, or stack up retainers, and you can have 3, 4 clients every single month. You can close 1 client a week and get to 100K per month and have amazing results and not spend all day delivering for your clients. This is absolutely the way to go. In 2025, the market has shifted. It's not the same. Running an agency, it's not 2020 anymore. It's not like COVID lockdown, right? Times have changed. The market is much different. And so if you're only doing a simple agency model or a simple coaching business, you are absolutely cooked. You need to differentiate yourself. You need to get some type of competitive advantage. And the way you do this is with a hybrid model. Now, hope this was helpful for you guys. Now, if you actually want to see how you can go ahead and implement the hybrid model for your business and how you can set up your entire offer, I actually did a video about this just a couple days ago. So I'm going to have it linked right at the end of this video, so you guys can go ahead and click on it and see exactly how you can set up your offer for the hybrid model and how you can go ahead and fulfill on it. I did an entire breakdown, so you guys can go ahead and click on it if you guys are interested in this hybrid model and see exactly how it works and how you can implement it. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.